Welcome to Drayton Manor. I tell you, it's not very often we come here out season, we've never been here out season, so we're going to do a little bit of an update. To be honest with you, we're here to enjoy the Christmas festivities, but obviously it is closed season. We're expecting not to see much, but anything that's a part, absolutely fascinates us. And it actually starts out here because the entrance area has been completely refreshed with all the ticket booths gone, the signage looking better than ever. It looks really, really good. Add the Christmas festivities in as well as you come in with the tree and everything. It looks so much cleaner to enter through. Really does look good. So we're heading inside now. We know obviously it's not all access by any means. There are certain rides and attractions open that haven't started winter maintenance, but of course quite a few have. So let's head in and see what we can find. Of course, it's always great to look at closed season maintenance at parks. And normally I wouldn't think you would come in here, but the entrance down here is still open for hotel guests, so you can still kind of walk through. They blocked off the benches so they don't want you to go over there in places. It doesn't look like anything's happening on 4 at the moment, to be fair. However, Loki, on the other hand, there is quite a lot happening. We did go on the ride on the last couple of days of the season. In fact, the last day of the season. It wasn't running its best, bless it. It wasn't running its best. But as you can see, stripping down on this has very much started. We'll get some close-ups because, it's the only one in the country and we really never get to see sort of the inner workings of this. So work underway on Loki. You can see the side panels are off on the top ones, as well as obviously the main structure itself. Now, interestingly, there is quite a lot happening at the Flying Dutchman over here, which actually looks a bit odd. Bearing in mind that's a permanent ride, the Flying Dutchman. It's not a travelling ride. It is a permanent ride. But you can see maintenance, and we love closed season maintenance. And you can see all the cars are stored here. Here they are. Look at this, look. Now, Flying Dutchman is a park, quite a lot of park actually, which we can see around the other side without having to peer over here. I don't pay too much attention to the signs down here because they're clearly quite generic. There's quite a lot of work being done on this though. It's definitely strange to see a more permanent ride come apart quite like this. It's not unusual, I would say, but it is not something you see every day by any means. Now, what does it mean? I wouldn't read too much into it. I have to say, I think if the park was getting rid of the ride, that it would have just been moved off site. I certainly don't think the boats would have been placed over there. So maybe it's getting a refresh, to be honest with you. Perhaps it's getting a refresh in its current area. There's nothing to say. I don't know why it would be. I mean, again, if they were scrapping it, they wouldn't be keeping bits off the ground and things. They would very much be not too worried about it. So whether or not it is remaining at the park or not, it's definitely going somewhere. Now, if it's getting a refresh and a repaint, that'd be quite cool. But yeah, you don't see very often it completely removed from the base. It's definitely a little bit peculiar to see it like this. Fascinating though at the same time. I mean, that's cool as it is, absolutely fascinating. The update definitely continues around the zoo here. So the emus have moved up here. Last time we were here, the rheas were in here. We can see the emus down there, and the emus were in here. But we see a lot of rhea eggs around. It's kind of how we knew that. And it looks like at the moment, actually, that this one might be empty. So it certainly looks like the old emu cage is undergoing a little bit of refurbishment, a little bit of a refresh. Not quite sure where the rheas have gone, or whether they've just been placed indoors for the moment. Now this was closed towards the end of the season, and you can see actually some visible damage certainly here and down there as well. It is still closed, so thus far no update on the playground area opening. Does look like it's not been used for a while, to be honest with you. We did feature these in our last video from the park. However, obviously the loss of the tiger was quite sad for the park at the beginning of the year. However, they have now been replaced by maned wolves, and I have to say, I didn't think these guys were that big until I saw them. They are absolutely huge. They now have the full roam, as you see the pair of them, right the way down what was the old tiger enclosure, with the tiger sadly passing at the beginning of the year. But it's great to see the investment in the zoo, and you can kind of see as we've walked around as well that there's quite a lot going on this close season. Adventure Cove is all closed up. You can't see a lot, but actually from the top of Bounty you can see the air race is in complete pieces. We'll see if we can get a shot of that. But from here, it doesn't look like anything else is being done. So you can just about make out the air race is undergoing its winter maintenance, with cars and arms being completely stripped off. From the outside of the park, you wouldn't know anything's happening on the inside. But yeah, you know, it's great to see some of these parks outside of the main season, in the winter season, that I've never seen before. And Drayton Manor's right up there of one I've never seen outside of the main season. So to see rides like Loki, you know, it's the only one in the UK apart and undergoing winter maintenance, and of course the Flying Dutchman completely taken apart, and Air Race as well. Although I can only get a few views sort of for the camera, you can see it. It's really, really fascinating. People should know on the channel I love a bit of closed season. But yeah, it's been a good year for Drayton Manor. It's been a really, really good year. Let's see what 2025 brings. Roll it on. Visit for Christmas though, it's definitely worth it.